Hey, Favin! It's been a few days. How are you? How's life been?
Absolutely, it's been a long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I last talked to you. So do you want to talk about PT some more?
PT? I don't know if I can. My train of thought has been disrupted.
Yeah, man, because it's been so many days since we last recorded.
Right.
Although
I don't know. It's gonna be hard to just continue a conversation that happened 3 days ago.
yeah, no, that's gonna be super weird and stuff. And so actually, so this level a lot of people really like, and I actually wanted to get your thoughts on it because it's actually one of my lesser favorite. I wouldn't say least favorite because that implies it's a bad level, and I wouldn't call it that. But it's not my favorite to play. It's
all right.
Hey, it's kind of
Here's
like
the thing. I'm
yeah.
actually since everybody got mad at you at the end of the last episode.
Because we read the comments, because it's been a few days.
Mad at me to start this. I'm just not the biggest fan. I think there's levels I like, but I've like after playing the.
Yeah, coming back to this. Because SPV3, oh my god, I can't wait till it's public and everyone gets their hands on it. But it's like this, but improved?
I don't want to say improved, but it's different, and the things it changes are things that I like. Because I think CE, a lot of people would consider this just to be an absolute and I'd be like, hey, you know, that's fine. I can definitely see how people could consider this a near perfect experience and not want it changed. But for me, it just didn't check all the boxes for me personally, which is, you know, crazy considering I tend to stick up for the classics a whole bunch.
I feel like,
but yeah, SPP3, the things it added just really hit home for me.
yeah, like Halo Combat Evolved, I think, is super fun until you meet the Flood, and that's when the game just like, man, Halo Combat Evolved loses all
Here's the
steam.
thing. I can play the silent cartographer over and over and over again, just forever. Just like, hey, we're just gonna shoot the shit and play silent cartographer.
Is this a challenge?
Hey, no problem. But if you did that for like the library or something, I'd be like, no.
Yeah, like, I also do think this level, it's like, kind of like going back to our conversation from a few days ago. I feel like similar to horror games, this, yeah, because, you know, we haven't talked in a few days, but, like, this level, it outstays its welcome. Like, it's like, oh, you know, this is really cool, we're fighting along the bridge, we're stealthing through the room, but then we have to do it again, and there's, like, 2 vehicle sections, and it's like, oh, okay, you can be done now, level.
Yeah, for real. It's like, and you're fighting on this bridge, and then you're fighting on this bridge, and then we're gonna have to fight on this bridge, and look at the bridge you just crossed. It's like,
I do think, like, there is a sense of, like, for some of the people who don't like Halo CE as much as the other games, I do think an argument. Oh fuck! I'm dead. That's the end of my adventure. But I do think an argument could be made that if this was not your first Halo game, then you would probably think this is heavily flawed. But when this was first released and this was it, like, the concept of grunts and elites and jackals all working together, like, in a first-person shooter, like, that, I could see how, like, just the memory of being blown away by the AI system, how that would resonate still to this day.
oh. Well.
He's like, wah! And then we just start the next segment.
Yeah, like, I played Halo 1 first.
Okay.
It was the multiplayer, and I played a little bit of the campaign. So it was my first Halo experience.
It was just,
but the
you
first
liked the
Halo
other
I
ones better.
was Halo 2.
Okay.
And I played through that campaign fully. Like, I actually can't even remember. I might have played through the Halo Combat Evolved campaign, but
yeah, Halo 2 was my first game as well.
And, you know, Masters I enjoyed Halo.
I would agree with Masters on this one. In fact, Halo 2 is heretically probably my least favorite of the Halo games.
Well, here's the thing, like, Masters can point out, now that I'm a little older, and I see games more as games and not just, oh, I get more vehicles in this one, that's way cooler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Less blown away by, like,
now
new
that I'm
features.
a little older and I look at things a little less with childlike wonderment, unfortunately, I can see why you would say CE's a much better game. But at the time, as a kid, I enjoyed it more. Now looking back at it, I'm like, oh,
the game was amazing! It was good and blew you! But, yeah, no, like, Halo 2, I feel like, has quite a few issues in regards to, like, its level design and pacing within the levels. Like, particular, I know people like the Arbiter missions, and I'm not even coming close to telling anybody that they shouldn't, but, like, for me, personally, I feel like the Arbiter missions just go on so long. Like, they don't end. They're the same thing over and over. And, like
I'll take an Arbiter mission over an Osiris mission.
Oh man, I would disagree with you, because just dull and bland, consistently dull and bland, I would pick over just so fucking long and poorly paced. Like, the Osiris mission, it's just room, clear the enemy, hallway, bigger room, clear the hallway, biggest room, and then you're done. Like, that's it. And that I would pick over just, like, get in the elevator, wait, defend this position against 3 waves of Covenant. Now get in this elevator and defend it for 5 minutes against Flood. Like, I would pick that over just, like, stop and start game.
But again, it goes back to that mentality you had when you were younger and a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I get to play as the alien? Oh!
Yeah.
You know, you get just things like that would excite you.
Oh, Halo 2 is my favorite.
Or in this day and age.
I would say my second favorite in terms of story. Halo 2 is definitely up there.
Oh. Well, now that everybody's been turned into a cynical asshole, myself included, just like, no, I don't want to play as the alien. No, you know, everyone's just kind of older now, and it's kind of lost the effect, all of those things that would have used.
Oh yeah, no, it's like,
really excited.
Yeah, now that you analyze it in terms of game design and stuff, it's like, wow, you're playing as the alien. Also, this level design is kind of boring. Oh, the Covenant are coming.
Yeah, but you don't even think about that before.
Oh no, when you're a kid,
like,
you're just stupid.
You know, yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I thought Sonic Adventure was the best game ever.
Me too! Holy shit!
It's not
you like Sonic Adventure! You like Sonic Adventure too! Yeah! Sonic Adventure's great! Also, it's so bad, and it's aged terribly! But it's so amazing! My inner child is telling me!
When I was 5, getting lost for like 3 hours.
Yeah,
it didn't bother me.
Man, Sonic was the coolest until I grew up.
I know. Just like immediately you see the poor lip syncing and you're like, oh no.
Oh man, no, cause like
this is not
when I was a kid, I legitimately, unironically thought Sonic was the fucking coolest. He was so rad. And then I grew up and I like recently found my Dreamcast in storage and I was like, man, I'm gonna play Sonic Adventure again. And the first thing that comes out of Sonic's mouth is, man, what was it? I can't even remember.
Oh yeah, this is happening.
Yeah! He's like, oh yeah, this is happening. And I was like, oh man, I'm in for a good time. And I also like, oh my god, Knuckles, how he sounds like just a white man. He's like, it's like...
Oh, I know. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, every time that you punch him in his boss fight, he's like, oh no. No, and then there was like Tails who just like, they probably found like a kid in the street and they just grab him and they like locked him in a recording room with a pizza. They wouldn't let him out until he recorded all the dialogue. And he's just like, I wonder what happened to Sonic.
I'm not even gonna try and recreate the voice. I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, no, man,
Tails... I can do Knuckles pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked, oh man, just like everything about Sonic Adventure is so good. Also, I'm dead, but
it's bad.
It's good, but, well, it's bad, but by virtue of being like, it's like bad. I wouldn't say it's bad in the same sense that like Sonic 06 is bad, but I would say it's bad in the same sense that Sonic 06 is bad, where I love the game because it's so bad. Like,
but I thought, like, legitimately, Sonic Adventure was a good-ass game.
when I was a kid, of course.
I still think it's a good game. Like, I'll go play Sonic Adventure right now. I would never touch Sonic 06.
Oh man, you know what
Like,
you know
I'll
what
go
this
play Sonic
is,
Adventure,
guys?
not Sonic.
You know what you're suggesting? I think you're suggesting we play every single Sonic game over the last 25 years because the
last 15 years of Sonic?
No, the last 25 because the 25th anniversary is coming up. Oh man, that okay. So
I don't know.
I have a second channel which is called
have to run that by your audience.
Early Morning Gaming. And basically, I'm currently waiting on a logo, as well as an intro for it before I start uploading videos. But man, maybe that should be how I kick off my channel. Let's play every single Sonic game over the last 25 years. I'm so. Oh, you're dead. Okay. Oh no, you're here. Okay. Okay.
I'm not dead. I'm right here.
Oh.
I'm rolling.
You're like, I'm down. Also, I'm down. No, but like, we should. If you are a Sonic fan, that could totally be a thing we should do. Play all the stuff.
I mean, Sonic Adventure 2 was at a time my most hyped.
Man, Sonic Adventure.
When I was in kindergarten, I was like, oh, you gotta go pick up Sonic Adventure 2 for me.
Right?
I was so excited when I came out. I remember this.
Like, there's a black Sonic? What the fuck? Like,
Shadow the Hedgehog? Let's do this.
he looks so cool! He looks cooler than Sonic! And Sonic's so cool!
You know how when you were a kid, how they'd have you, like, put check marks and stuff down, or a smiley face?
Oh, we should probably get the Warthog.
And, like, you'd use that to count things?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's go back and get that. I would put Sonic's head as my little counter. That's how obsessed I was with Sonic. I would literally draw a little circle with the little spikes.
I feel like I've met a long lost brother. I would like. Oh man, like, okay, so when I was super young, before I was old enough to realize how stupid it looks, I would run like Sonic with the arms at back.
Oh my gosh, I would too.
And I would tell my friends, you're too slow, like, unironically, when they're running slower than me. Yeah.
I know. I would stick my arm back and I'd blow to mimic the sound the wind would make because I'm so
Oh man, in the later years.
Sing like the
yeah.
theme song. Oh my god.
Can you feel life running through your mind?
Like,
looks like it came back from mom. The Sonic Adventure 2 song.
The kids on my street had this game where we get to make up our superheroes. And I would be like one of the little. I would like create my superhero based on one of the metal Sonic flying egg carrier from Sonic Adventure. And like, I'd be like, I can shoot missiles out of my fingertips.
Yes! This is the perfect level of autism that I'm looking for. I was the same way. Like, why is it that Sonic seems to attract such? Oh man, here's the sniper rifle. You want a sniper?
Yeah, I want to grab that.
Yeah, get the ammo for that sniper. Man, but this is Sonic was the fucking coolest.
But here's the thing, it's got a sad ending, because I wanted that game so bad, and my mom went to pick it up for me, and I got off, couldn't wait, kindergarten, and they were like, the game was delayed.
What? No.
I mean, I was heartsick.
You were
like,
devastated.
How long do I have to wait? 2 more weeks.
Oh man. And remember, what game did you get, or what system was it? The Dreamcast or the Game?
Dreamcast.
Good. Yeah, remember Chow Garden? You could like raise your chows.
Oh, of course.
And how many years? Man.
Like when I was a kid.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When I played with my sister.
Oh no.
You know, like the Sonic Adventure glitch. It's not a glitch, but if you plugged in the second controller, you could play as Tails, and like the game didn't even tell you could.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. My mom would make me play with my sister, but I didn't. So I would just plug in the controller and act like she was playing as Tails. And then,
she
was actually controlling Tails, and I'm sitting there going,
wait, what?
Oh, you're actually like, yeah, of course, you plug the controller in. And I'm just like, wow.
Because that's what your sister sounds like.
And he's like, yeah, like,
I'm your female sibling!
trying to have that happen.
My name's Favin's sister!
Like she was playing, but she's actually doing it. Yeah.
That's great! That's so fun. Yeah, no, man, Sonic Adventure. Oh my gosh. Remember how wicked, awesome, cool Chaos was?
I was so afraid of Chaos. Another funny story is I was afraid of Chaos, and I had to wake my mom up every morning to beat the first level of Sonic Adventure for me, because I couldn't handle it.
Because Chaos
couldn't
was too
handle
scary.
It for some reason.
Remember?
Didn't have a memory card. Couldn't handle Chaos.
Remember Dr. Eggman? How he's like, "It's Chaos, you fool! The god of destruction!"
I feel like we could recite this entire game.
I could recite this entire game. Man, also, one of my also favorite lines is like the, it was a dud. Like, his just giant missile was a dud. Man, and some of my audience is just gonna be like, oh no, Taras was autistic.
Oh, man.
He also liked Sonic. Man, and then I outgrew Sonic, and it's funny because Sonic 06 happened, and I remember not owning a 360 at the time, and I was just like, oh man, it's been a while since I played Sonic, and then I went on YouTube and just Googled Sonic, and the first thing that Google brought me to was a Sonic 06, like, it was the theme song for Sonic 06, which was His World by Zebrahead, and the game's awful, but that song is great, aside from the lyrics. The melody is so
like
good.
Coincides with Sonic in general.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Cool game. Great music.
Until, yeah. And I just remember being like, man, this music is really good. What Sonic game is this from? And it's like Sonic 06 for the Xbox 360. What? And I like watched all the cutscenes, and because I didn't know any better, I was like, wow, this story is incredible. And I wanted an Xbox really bad, and it wasn't until a year later when I found out the game was awful, and I was like, oh, the game's awful, okay. And I remember 2009, I bought, my 360 and stuff finally, and I was finally able to play Halo 3 without, my friend, like, playing on his Xbox on the guest account, but, then also I got Sonic 06, and holy shit, I legit couldn't get past the first level because it was so buggy and broken.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
And now after
I'm gonna drop a Dreamcast trivia question on you real quick. You have a Dreamcast, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever heard of a game?
Blue Stingray. That sounds so familiar.
Blue Stinger.
Blue Stinger. That sounds super familiar.
I'm the only one in the world that knows what that game is.
I feel like that was a game.
I want more people to experience this game.
I feel like that was a game my cousin owned.
It was a survival shooter.
Yup, I know what you're talking about. Yup. Yeah, no, that was a game. That was a game that my cousin would torment me with because I hated horror games, and it was at the time, and it was super spooky, scary. And I was like, can we play Sonic, please?
The most dramatic music you've ever heard in that game, right there.
I have vague memories of it, but I do remember my cousin, like, yeah, we're gonna play Sonic, and then I come in, and it's playing that, and I'm like, no! Stop! Turn on Sonic!
He, like, tricks you, and you're sitting there, and then he pulls it out, and he shows you the case. Don't do it! That's baby,
That was me, that's exactly what I said. Man, that's uncanny. I thought it was me coming from the past for a second. That was uncanny. Favin can do any voice. Any voice!
Give me another one.
Okay.
Give me another one.
Any voice. Let me think. Do the sound of Bowser's laugh from Mario 64. Oh my god, it's uncanny! It's true what they say! He can do any voice!
I feel like you're bullshitting.
He can do any voice, guys! You know, what's the name of that famous impersonator? Favin taught his teacher!
Yep.
Let's.
Any uncanny.
He can do
That's
it.
a real voice actor right there.
He can do any voice. Just ask him. Ronald McDonald, Sonic the Hedgehog,
Any voice.
Mel Gibson.
yeah,
He
this
can
happened.
do them all.
Got you. I don't want to do Mel Gibson.
Well, you'd have to say racist and homophobic things if you wanted
That's
to do
right.
Mel Gibson.
I'm not doing it.
You'd have to say horrible,
I'm not
horrible
even gonna
things.
pretend to start doing it.
Also, man, Mel Gibson is making a Passion of the Christ 2, and the rumor mill
That's
over
right.
from Hollywood is that they want to use it to jumpstart a Bible cinematic universe, similar to Marvel's cinematic universe. And I'm like, that's like not only greedy, but also morally wrong on so many levels.
I didn't even see the first one. Are you gonna do the Passion of the Christ 2?
Like,
Like, he
Passion
died.
of the Christ 2,
Again.
back for more. He's like, this time he's pissed.
Timeline.
Like, I just like,
You know the Evil Dead 2? Yeah, we're just gonna do Passion of the Christ 2.
man, what if Passion of the Christ 2 is like a wacky comedy horror movie where Jesus is fighting zombies in medieval times? Like the
Passion
Evil
of the
Dead
Christ
2.
3 Army of Darkness.
Passion of the Christ 3 Army of Darkness. Jesus cuts off his hand and puts a chainsaw there. That would,
My boomstick!
that would be so cool. Like, I just like I could just like picture all of the Hollywood suits there, like, this is a great idea, and like you can just see like down in hell, Satan is just
How
like,
did we not think of this before?
yeah, how did we not think of this before? Doing the Canadian, the
Difference money.
I'm not your guy, buddy. I'm not your buddy, friend.
I'm not your buddy, guys.
I love the Canadians in South Park. Also, there's a new South Park game, I guess. What was it called? Like half butt
Pretty funny, guys.
hole. What was it called?
Fractured butthole.
Yeah, fractured butthole. And it's like, haha, get it? It's fractured butthole, but it sounds like fractured butthole.
I like how they were like, yeah, Marvel wanted to use the fractured butthole, but we had already taken it, so they went with Civil War instead.
Well, there goes the hunter.
Oh,
That hunter had dreams.
this has just been a really natural conversation.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised at how fluidly. There's no like awkward pauses or anything. I feel so connected to you on so many levels. I'm like, I find out you're a Sonic fan.
Sonic Adventure.
I was like, oh my god, he's here.
This is him. This is the guy.
This is the guy. This is the guy,
This is
guys.
the prophecy foretold us.
This is the guy that I'll be doing Let's Play 25 years of Sonic the Hedgehog with. Also, man, like, okay, if that is totally a thing that we will do, I just realized, like, that sounds like a really funny idea right off the bat, but if we commit to it, we need to understand how painful that's going to be.
Well, no, I know, because we're gonna have to play Sonic 6. Basically, we're just gonna, like, do the Game Grumps.
And also, like, the shitty, like, all the shitty spin-off Sonic games and stuff. Like, I assume there's a Sonic Teaches typing of some kind that we'll have to do.
We reserve the right to not finish, like, any given Sonic games. Like, we'll play them all, but not to completion, please.
I feel like that
I
wouldn't
don't know
be
if I
fair,
can. I
though.
don't know if I can.
Because, like, here's the thing. You want to hear something super funny? Okay, so Sonic 06 is an awful game, and I thought it was an awful game until I forced myself to beat it, and then I watched, like, online videos of, like, glitches, and I saw that there was... Okay, so you know how Sonic has a power bar at the bottom of the screen that they essentially forgot to code? And the power bar does nothing? So, what I found out
I cannot recall it.
is that power bar that does nothing. Originally, if you go to the shop in between missions, you can buy a thing that lets you double jump in, like, basically for as long as you have power. But here's the thing. They forgot to program the power bar, which means you essentially buy infinite double jumps. And so because of that, you can break out of the levels and damn. And so Basically, I replayed the game after buying that thing, and ever since then, every year I've replayed Sonic 06 at least 3 times, and now I feel like I'm a master of that game. I know the way it ticks. I know the glitches, the various glitches. I know what triggers certain things to spawn.
If we do 25 years of Sonic, it will literally take...
It'll take probably 30 years.
It's like 3 years from now. 3 years from now, just like since more Sonic games get
There
out every month,
Sonic.
it's
I wonder if there's some way that we can like hack a multi here. You know what? You might as well take this.
What's that crazy ass game that just came out with Sonic in it? Oh, Sonic the man, a bunch of YouTubers played it.
Sonic
it
Boom.
Was really disturbing. No.
That's my favorite game, as you guys probably know by going back about 2 years on my channel.
What is that thing called? It's like Sonic the Director's Cut or something.
Sonic XD Sonic Adventure XD Director's Cut. Isn't that it?
No, I know that's a thing for sure. But it's like this game that came out.
I know what you're talking about. It's like that.
It was like a Sonic MMO or something.
It was like
that.
you get to create your own Sonic cinematics or something, and it was like super weird.
Yeah, and there was like you took pictures and stuff.
I remember it being really dumb. I remember seeing a video.
There was really disturbing stuff. There was really disturbing stuff.
Yeah, it was like
if we do it,
we're gonna have to play. We're gonna have to touch on that. I wonder if there are. Okay, so there are also PSP Sonic games. Like there's like this Sonic Dash or Rush or whatever it's called, or something. I know it's a PSP. Sonic Rivals. And we have, I wonder if there's, because doesn't the PSP have like online play of some kind? So I wonder if we can get emulators and we can like emulate online play for a like emulation of that game. We
can try.
I'm like,
all I know is that your channel is becoming late night.
Yeah, welcome back to Late Night Sonic Halo, or Sonic Sonic news over footage of Halo.
That's right.
Man, we should have learned after the last video that we shouldn't talk about other games while playing Halo, right? You know, because...
That's right.
Because we should have read those comments from three or whatever days ago.
Like, we had the time to.
We had the time to because we uploaded that video. We could have seen all those comments, but we didn't. For some reason, even though we recorded this video days later, absolutely, yes sir.
Right. Though everybody said never happening on the show again, somehow
it happens. I wonder if we should get the Act Man now in a video of the 3 of us.
You know what? I literally just left the party with the Act Man from 4 days ago. Yeah. I was talking to him, I was just like, oh.
Sir Active Man, and he's like, Sir Vav of Vin.
Bob, man, I like it. I don't know why you called me Fabian.
He called you Fabian? Fabian?
Yeah, that's not my name.
What is your name, out of curiosity, if you want to reveal it to the internet? Colton? Okay, there's like 50% chance that that's a lie.
100% true.
Oh, you're not joking, your name's Colton.
My name's Colton.
Guys, his name's Colton! You're also the only person I know with the name Colton.
Well, there you go. You're the only person I know with the name Taras.
And to be fair, I'm probably the only person in the world with the name Taras, because it's such a specific Russian name.
It's Russian for the children.
It's Russian for this is the only name in the world, which ironically, I'm named, and I'm the only person in the world with the name Taras. I sometimes Google my name just to see if there's anybody else in the world.
Does that really mean the only one?
No, that was me just being... That was me doing a bit.
Dude, that would have been so awesome, though. My name, translated, means from the dark town.
From the dark town. From the dark town. I was like...
People are just like, well, I can confirm. That's what it means.
I was trying, well, what I was trying to do right there was I was trying to come up with a joke, and then the only thing that came through my head was like super racist jokes that probably wouldn't be okay on the internet. Because I'm not a racist person. Well, we know you're Hungarian.
What?
That was me doing a bit, because you sound like a white man. People think I sound black.
Yes. Really? Nope, I didn't get that.
Like, there are some people who swear up and down that I'm a black person, or that I edit my voice.
I do not get that at all.
It's like, I guess that's a compliment if you think I edit my voice, and also like a weird compliment if you think I am a black, but no, I am but a white male. You can see what I look like on Twitter.
You can see what I look like on Twitter.
You can see what Fabian over here looks like on Twitter too.
You don't need to see that.
Also, did you see that really funny picture that I posted on Twitter? It's essentially like, it was like regarding Halo Wars 2.
Halo Wars 2.
It was essentially like,
nope,
I posted a picture, and what I said was, this will basically be me after Halo 5's advertisings in regards to Halo Wars 2's advertising, and it's the Elite from Halo 2 Anniversary, and he's like, I do not trust you. That's it.
Oh man, I'll have to take a look. I actually didn't see that one. I'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah, that's just, I'm going, like, when it comes to 343 right now, I think they're gonna be super honest with us, super transparent about all their future Halo games. There will be no way.
They're gonna be like, it's gonna suck. We're telling you the truth.
Yeah, like they're gonna be like super honest, like over the top honest with us and transparent in response to like Halo 5's advertising, so that we don't get misled again. Which I told you, like, basically I said in my last video, I was like, yes, I've talked to a man who knows a man who got me in contact with a man. And basically Halo 5 had close to last-minute rewrites. That's why the advertising was so disjointed from the final game, because the advertising was still advertising the old story before it got rewrote.
Or are you trying to say it's not Brian Reed's fault?
Well, here's the thing, Brian Reed, I still don't think he's a good writer at all. But Halo 5's story, I would say, was 70% not his fault. From what I was told.
I've actually never said a single bad thing about that.
Yeah, Brian Reed.
I think I would.
Here's the thing, Brian Reed, he's a comic book writer, and I think it's very apparent that he's a comic book writer in the way that he treats characters or story arcs. Because in a comic book, when a story arc is concluding, or, you know, like someone's like, look, you gotta, like, this isn't working out, you gotta conclude it, it's just BAM, it's done! Like, that's it. You know, and Brian Reed writes like that, but he needs to realize this isn't a comic anymore. You're writing a story that will span 20 years. There needs to be consistency. You can't just do things like kill Jul Mdama because he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, you know, the order came from on high to conclude everything Halo 4 was setting up because no one played Spartan Ops, but there's gotta be a better way to kill Jul Mdama than just kill him.
Yeah, and that kind of ruins the whole effect of what Halo 4 was, too. Because we were promised that Spartan Ops was going to lead in, and now it basically didn't.
And I'm like, well, how should I feel attached to any character now? Because at any point, at any drop of the hat, they could just be killed off. Like a comic, you know, if something's not working,
one of
stop
Halo
it.
6 entire Osiris team just dies.
And then Cortana's killed, and then a new enemy arises.
Cortana's completely wiped away, new enemy.
Which also is something super interesting. So I think did I tell you that from what I was told, Halo 6 is aiming for a 2017 release?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, to be a launch with the Xbox Scorpio, which that's like, when I was told that, I asked the guy, I was like, what? Wait, hang on. Wait, what? Like, 2 years?
Well, what about Halo 3 Anniversary?
Well, I also asked that. I was like, what about Halo 3 Anniversary? And I mean, he didn't tell me anything regarding Halo 3 Anniversary. He didn't say it's like, yeah, it's not happening, or yes, it is happening. But all he said was like, yeah, the higher-ups, they're aiming for a 2017 release for Halo 6. Because Microsoft wants it with the Xbox Scorpio, and they want it to be super pretty looking, so it can be like a, look how pretty our Xbox Scorpio is. And I'm like, that's like 2 years.
I like how the thought process is, hey, let's have a really good game.
Yeah.
Let's have a really pretty game.
Yeah, no.
Come on, guys. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about with my game. Maybe we shouldn't go down that route. We've avoided it so far. I don't know that topic. Although some people were like, hey, you know, you guys should talk Halo. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah, we should just talk Halo. Go ahead.
No. Sonic Adventure, but
yeah, how about we talk about Resident Evil again? Oh wait, no, sorry, I forgot we talked about that 3 days ago. Because we recorded our last video 3 days ago.
Crazy that just popped back.
Yeah, man, 3 days ago. It's been 3 days. I think, like, does this joke outstayed its welcome? Also, holy shit, this level is so long. Yeah, so yeah, it's super weird that like Microsoft seems to be like treating Halo like the trophy wife, like just stand there and look pretty. It's like my heels are hurting. Aren't you gonna introduce me? No, just smile. Like
my heels are hurting. Oh man.
Like it's just a trophy wife at this point. It seems like Microsoft has, because like also something that I talked about on my Facebook was that like essentially I was told that the reason that Cortana was killed off in Halo 4 was because Microsoft was prepping their Siri knockoff, and they wanted Cortana out of the series so that people could stop associating Siri with Cortana with video games, and they could start associating it with a Siri ripoff app. But then
the thing is they made Cortana their voice to build off of the already established lore behind her, an audience that was already attached to her. So it makes no sense to use that name.
Well, here's the crazy thing. In response to her death and how everyone was like, how could you do that? How could you kill Cortana? Microsoft then ordered them to bring her back. And it's like...
Sounds like Microsoft needs to like let the game make the games, really.
Right? Right? Like that's...
I had a pistol like Taras.
It's so ass backwards, like the thinking. And it like... And what's also super scary is after like talking to this guy and learning this stuff about how much... Was that a grunt that just flew by? But, after like learning about how much influence they had over Halo 5's story, I'm like, oh god, like it dawned on me that not only is gameplay being like, you know, the gameplay of video games now being like dumbed down and manipulated by test focus groups and stuff, like our stories are now getting dictated.
Well, no, that's why I made my channel. I didn't make my channel so crap on video games just because I want to be a contrarian. I'm genuinely unhappy with the games, the way games are being made right now.
Yeah, it was ever
and
since
I see patterns.
Modern Warfare 2 came
bring
out.
Those patterns to light. Yeah, you know, it's not even just Modern Warfare 2. It's whatever the current trend is.
And it's not Modern Warfare 2's
people
fault.
are tired of Call of Duty.
Well, what I mean by
that game was fantastic.
what I mean
it wasn't fantastic. It had problems.
What I mean by Modern Warfare 2 was that game oversold. It made way more money than it should have made, and because of that, it got basically the video game industry going, like, we can make that much money from video games? And then this is when this all started, like, you know, like video games being dumbed down and massive focus group testing and all this glorious stuff.
Games had sold that much, like Halo 3 sold a lot, but Modern Warfare 2 sold that much on 3 different platforms, and that's what really was crazy.
And it just blew everything out of the water, and yeah, and then, you know, obviously after mobile news began getting out that, like, you know, years and years later the video game industry was already going downhill, and basically it became very, 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 very public news that mobile games were making more money than you know, console games and stuff because of microtransactions. And then there we go. we start to see them creeping into our games bit by bit. And now every game has microtransactions.
Well, that's what scares me about a lot of gamers. Because I'll come out and I'll criticize something,
And people will
and I'll
just
say
go,
this is good, this is
just don't buy them.
And people will tell me to shut up and just don't buy it or just play.
But it's
the
like,
game.
you don't get it. Like,
we ignore these issues. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's like we can just don't buy them, but the problem is people will buy them. The mass market will buy them because they're not like they. You know, I mean, I'm not blaming them. You can't blame the consumer, alright? That's not fair. But it's like, you know, the consumers...
They don't have anything else, because that's the way it's done now.
Yeah, the consumers, they're gonna say, like, I really don't want to grind. I'll just, you know, pay out the money for a rec pack. Like, this is faster. And because... And, by the way, like, whenever there's a game with a level up system that includes microtransactions, and they say, don't worry, you can buy them or you can't buy them, I can't trust that the developer did not tamper with the leveling system in some way to make the microtransactions more enticing. I can't trust that didn't happen. And so whenever there's a game with microtransactions, I immediately become skeptical because I'm like, okay, but what's the catch? How long is it going to take me to level up, you know? There's a spanker by my dead body. Also,
yeah,
this is good.
Did you happen to catch my Overwatch video?
I did watch your Overwatch.
You did or didn't?
I did.
Yeah, I kind of talked about how like, here's the thing. Sometimes they're the best fit. Unfortunately, they're always implemented in a way that tries to screw you. They can never be implemented fairly. Very rarely do I see them.
Yeah, and like, with Overwatch specifically, it's like, the thing is, like, a lot of people say, well, we can support the game afterwards, but it's like, you know, obviously when it's like a company like 343 and stuff, like, they gotta make money afterwards. It's Microsoft. It's Microsoft. Like, do you know how much money they have? Like, do you know how much they make a year? I bet you can't even fathom the amount of money. And it's like, they don't, and you know, same with Blizzard. They don't need support. Like, they make so much goddamn money.
It's hard to, the reason they have so much goddamn money is because they continue to make money. So if they're like, oh, we have a lot of money now, let's stop all of those money-making practices.
But the thing is,
you know,
like,
eventually,
that's true. You're right. Like, there are other ways to milk a consumer than, like, create a endless stream of revenue by basically, like, ruining the game with a random number generator. Like, DLCs, they're great when done well. I'll buy me a good season pass if it includes good content. Like, here's another thing, okay, with season passes, the problem with the season pass, I think, is that what you're getting is not detailed. Now, basically what I picture a season pass as is, it's a brochure. Like, you're gonna go on a nature walk with a guide, and you're buying the brochure. That's the season pass. The brochure is detailed, down to the bone, what you are now buying in advance. And that's what I feel season passes should be. It should detail the DLC plan down to the bone, what everything will include and what you will be expected to have when you buy it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't do that, then you have season passes like the one Arkham Knight had a few months back. That was just, or like a year ago, completely atrocious season pass. Just one of the worst I've ever,
Yeah, and basically, on the season pass thing for, you know, the artwork, when you're in, like, the menu or the Xbox store for the season pass, have, like, concept art for the future DLCs and stuff, so you can kind of, like, get a gist on what the game will be like what the content, you know, and have the developer, basically quotes from the developer, not like, you know, oh, this DLC will revolutionize gaming, but like talk about this is what we're aiming for, this is some of the engine upgrades we will plan on making for the, like, DLC, and like, do that, and holy shit, that would be great for season passes, you know?
Yeah, like, it'd be one thing if reputation meant something in the industry nowadays.
Yeah.
I think so many companies have bad reputations. So like around the Halo 3 era, had Halo 4 come out right after Halo 3 and they did a season pass, and they were like, yeah, it'll come with 3 map packs. You kind of know what to expect from that, right? Like, you know, oh, I can probably surmise that 3 map packs are gonna kind of replicate what Halo 3 did a little bit as far as quality.
Yeah.
And that'd be one thing, but you're so likely to get, I'm about to die, you're so likely to get screwed over nowadays that it's hard to, it's just kind of a sad state of the industry, really. I guess that's...
It's very, something very depressing is, okay, so, Call of Duty, the franchise is awful now. Like, it's so bad now, the Call of Duty franchise. Like, Advanced Warfare felt like beep, you know, on, like, the heart monitor. Like, Advanced Warfare, I thought was very interesting. It wasn't flawless, but, man, I was definitely like, hey, if Call of Duty's like this in the future, maybe we could get, like, good games again. And then Black Ops 3 was just, like, another flatline. But, like, I like the Zombies mode. I really like the Zombies mode in Call of Duty, or I liked it until Black Ops 3 came out. And basically what Black Ops 3 has actually done is, well, what Call of Duty has done with their season passes is unholy. It's basically made people, like, for Black Ops 3, basically you can buy a season pass, and with every DLC, there's 4 DLCs, every DLC includes a new zombie map. And so the thing is, what Call of Duty's been doing that now for the past few games, and what they essentially are doing now is, I look in the comment section of Call of Duty's videos and stuff, and everyone's like, oh man, what's the second DLC gonna be like? What about the third one? What does this mean for DLC 4? Like, where's the story gonna go in DLC 4? And it's like, oh my god, they literally don't see a problem here. You know?
Yeah, they bought into the bullshit, really.
Yeah, they're fine with it. They're fine with it's like paying $60 for episode 1 and then $50 for the rest of the series. That's essentially what they're doing now with the Zombies, and people are 100% fine with that, because the Zombies, what it does is it has its storyline, you know, and basically the storyline concludes for the game at the end of its last DLC, but the thing is you have to buy them to see how the story ends.
Oh, I just fell off.
Oh boy. And it's like, they've been brainwashed, they don't see a problem. In fact, the other day in a Call of Duty Zombies video, I said, guys, we have a problem here. Does anyone else not feel shitty? Because, like, we essentially, like, everybody's okay with buying DLCs and stuff. Because essentially what it was like was, okay, so for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, they're already at their second DLC. And this Call of Duty channel uploaded a thing called Call of Duty Zombies DLC 4 leaked details. And it's like the 4th fucking DLC. Like, what? DLC 3 isn't even here yet. What? Like, and I basically said that in the comments. I'm like, guys, do you not see what is happening? And everyone's like, shut the fuck up. There's no problem here. Go back to playing Halo, loser.
There's a lot of kids. Here's the thing. Like, my girlfriend's little brother loves Call of Duty. And he doesn't. That's just what he's been trained to do. And that's the perfect word for it. They're almost trained to like something. Oh, Call of Duty's cool, but why is it cool? Like, they don't look at game the way, you know, me and you look at it.
Yeah, if you look at Call of Duty, and Black Ops 3 was the most unimaginative piece of shit I've ever seen. Like, it was so drab and bland, and nothing inspiring or interesting at all in any way, shape, or form. And it's like compared to Titanfall, which at the time was so cool. You know?
I love Titanfall. I'm still excited for Titanfall.
Yeah, I'm, like, at first I was like, see, Titanfall, I feel like, was a great game. I liked it, but man, I got bored of it quick, but I still will say it's a good game. But Titanfall 2, after I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, you know what, I'm excited. I'm like, you win, Titanfall 2.
Oh yeah, Titanfall 2. Yeah, that looked like they took it in the right direction.
They learned from the first game.
We'll build on the multiplayer aspect.
Well,
they've already said they're gonna, you know, do
a campaign can he be either a hit or a miss. If it's going to be a Call of Duty / Last of Us / Uncharted campaign where it's just on rails, then I'm not interested.
Crazy you'd bring up that comparison again. We haven't talked about that. Or was that this episode? I can't remember.
Was that this episode, or was it a few days ago?
I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just,
We did it back to back, guys. We're just gonna come out and say
It's also, yeah, guys, I'm sorry, but we lied to you. We actually recorded this right after the Silent Cartographer. I know this is shocking, but we had to complain. My conscience was just... Well, not my conscience, we couldn't keep up the charade too much longer. You know, I felt like my,
Right, there's one guy in the audience going, no idea. You know?
Yeah, like,
but...
but...
Why'd they keep saying things?
Like... I don't know, it's like... Titanfall, I feel like the only way, knowing the video game industry, the only way it could be done is if they do it like a Call of Duty. Like, they could be creative and inventive, but it's like, at this point with the video game industry, I don't expect that. You know, so I'm just gonna expect a QTE-driven, linear, cinematic experience.
Even when in the trailer where the Titan, like, throws you at the wall, and it's like, oh, he's throwing you at a wall to wall run on the wall. And even that's just like, in the multiplayer, that's awesome because it's freedom. In that, it's throwing you at a singular wall. It's so obvious you have to wall run on it.
Yeah.
It's like it loses the impact, I guess.
And he was like,
it's cool. I wish a Titan could throw you.
Yeah,
in multiplayer.
it's so funny because like the video game industry, they think putting the scripted sequences in the trailer will sell me. Now I'm just talking about me, but for me that's a big turnoff because I'm like, oh no, like this game's gonna play itself. You know, because like I know a lot of people in my comment section, they defend it by saying, I think it's immersive. It immerses me in the player, and that's okay. I'm not saying you're wrong, but for me, what's immersive is if I have control. If I'm the one in control. That's immersion for me. Me playing the game, not watching the game play for me. And so, you know, when...
I don't think pressing X to do something represents control.
Pressing X to watch the game do something for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Like, I think of the ending of Halo 5 actually was a perfect example, because people say, well, at least it was better than the end of Halo 4, and it's like, is it though? Because the end of both games is out of the player's control. The game ends for you. You know, whether it be Chief stuffing a thing in the Didact's face and then blowing up a bomb, or Locke ripping things off of a thing and then punching it. Like, the game's doing that for you. You're not doing it, you're watching the game do it. Every once in a while the game says, can you press X for me? Like, I'm having some trouble, press X for me. And then you press X, and then the game's like, thank you, and it'll just keep playing itself. You know, you're not punching that thing, the game is.
And that's why I knew Resident Evil 6 was going to be a problem, because they were talking about, like, the QTEs in an interview. They said, yeah, we have to add gameplay variety.
It's not, though. Oh, no. It removes gameplay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's the opposite of adding gameplay. It's the removal of gameplay.
I'd rather watch it happen than wiggle my analog stick left and right to make Leon look around in the car for a pair of keys. Just, come on. I can't do it. I can't do it. That's the worst I've ever seen. That game, honestly, it might be the most ill-advised game I've ever seen.
It's like,
I don't want to say it's the worst game of all time.
Oh no, it's not. It's a competent video game. You can play it and enjoy it.
Just as far as direction, it's embarrassing, I would say, that like somebody thought
this was a good Resident Evil. It's an action zombie game, and some people might like that, but as a Resident Evil game, no, Resident Evil 6
like they
is not.
sat in a board meeting and they watched it being made and they thought, you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I'm hoping that the community is very vocal with 343, because they removed QuickTime events. They still haven't gotten around to removing the scripted sequences, but I hope the community...
Got around to removing.
Move on to Halo's gonna
got around to removing sprint. Yeah, but...
I hope the community is unbelievably vocal about, please, just let us play the level. Don't have Locke jump down a thing and we have to watch him do the cool thing by killing an elite by shoving an energy sword through its thing and then having a thing come and crash on all these Covenant. No, let us experience that. Let us play that. You know, don't let us make us sit here and watch the game do that for us. Like, I hope the community is vocal.
You don't want to press right trigger to kill the Didact, bro?
No.
Come on, man.
The man